Some presences go unnoticed, but others are almost impossible to ignore. Flies, for instance. They show up out of nowhere, buzz in circles, land in the most unexpected places, and make us ask, why now? What many don't realize is that behind this seemingly ordinary visit, there might be a powerful spiritual message trying to reach you. Throughout history, ancient civilizations have associated flies with signs from the invisible world. In ancient Egypt, they symbolized persistence. In the Bible, they represented corruption and the presence of evil. And today, right here and now, maybe your home is receiving the sign for a deeper reason than you think. It could be a call from the universe, a spiritual alert. Have you ever felt that, even after cleaning everything, the atmosphere in your home still felt heavy? That something seemed to be draining your energy without explanation? And right in those moments, the flies appear? They're not there by chance. They could be a reflection of negative energies, disorganized emotions, or even spiritual attacks that you haven't yet noticed. If you feel like something is out of place, and these small creatures are trying to tell you something, this video will open your eyes. Let's dive together into the most surprising spiritual revelations about flies in the house, and understand why they may be much more than just insects. Get ready to see the unseen and completely transform how you take care of your energy. Like this video right now if you want to understand what the universe is trying to tell you. This message might completely change how you see the signs around you. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the air was heavy, even without any visible reason? That suffocating feeling, that unease you can't quite name, but that settles in like something is off. And the worst part? No matter how much you clean, organize, or open the windows, the feeling remains. Slowly, your motivation fades, arguments increase, your sleep gets worse, and things start going wrong without explanation. Everything seems to fall apart, like something invisible is draining your strength. And that's when the flies appear, often without logic, in large numbers, persistent. You try to chase them away, but they keep coming back. And in that cycle, many people ignore one of the oldest and clearest spiritual signs there is. It's not just about physical dirt, it's a sign of deep energetic imbalance, something that shows itself both symbolically and tangibly. Your house is speaking. Your soul is crying out. And the flies are the silent scream of that plea. When flies show up frequently inside your home, especially without any logical cause like leftover food or exposed trash, it's time to look beyond the physical. Their constant presence could be revealing something spiritually important. There's something in the environment that needs attention. In many spiritual traditions, flies are messengers of warning, signs of energetic disorder or interference from external forces. Behind the discomfort they cause is a quiet invitation to notice what isn't being said, but is definitely being felt. Maybe you've noticed more arguments at home, that fatigue never goes away, or your electronics keep breaking. Small things that, together, reveal something's not right. The energy in the house may be dense, full of resentment, negative thoughts, or even envy coming from outside. In this context, flies aren't the problem. They're the reflection of something deeper that needs to be addressed. Ignoring that sign is like closing your eyes to a direct alert from the universe. Flies don't appear just anywhere. They're drawn to certain kinds of energy, and that goes far beyond visible dirt. When they start showing up frequently, it may be a direct reflection of a spiritually disorganized home. Houses filled with constant arguments, unresolved grudges, or lingering sadness become energetic magnets for their presence. What may seem like a simple insect invasion might actually be a mirror of the energy embedded in the walls, the objects, and the emotions of the people who live there. This kind of spiritual dirt can't be swept away with a regular broom. It requires care, intention, and a true energetic reset. Many people report that after a spiritual cleanse, using prayer, incense, coarse salt, or even a simple act of gratitude, the environment changes, and the flies vanish. The secret lies in understanding that everything is vibration. And when our home vibrates on a low frequency, it attracts exactly what aligns with that energy. In this case, the presence of flies is merely the consequence of something deeper that must be lovingly and consciously cleansed. In the biblical tradition, flies were never seen as harmless. Quite the opposite, they were often associated with chaos, decay, and the presence of dark spiritual forces. One of the most well-known names in the Bible is Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies. a pagan deity linked to corruption and infestation. This figure represents everything impure and disturbing, a clear symbol that where there are excessive flies, something spiritually dangerous may be at play. This symbolism has crossed centuries, reaching us today as a quiet but powerful warning. When a house is spiritually unprotected, it becomes vulnerable to unwanted influences. And flies, once again, may be the physical evidence that something unseen is active there. If they keep showing up, especially during moments of emotional or spiritual vulnerability, it's essential to investigate what's really going on. Evil often doesn't wear a face, but it shows up in the details that only a few are able to notice, until it's too late. If you've been through something like this and felt your home was trying to tell you something, leave a comment below saying, "My home was speaking to me, and I didn't listen." Your story might help someone else wake up too. When we talk about energy, we have to understand, it's always in motion, whether it's ours or coming from others. And unfortunately, not all energy that reaches us is positive. In many cases, the presence of flies can be tied to energetic attacks from other people. Envy, hidden resentment, or toxic words spoken behind your back. All of this creates a heavy energy field that settles in the home. And flies, as we've seen, are drawn to that kind of density. Sometimes, you're doing everything right, but nothing seems to move forward. Projects stall, conflicts arise out of nowhere, and even your health starts to falter. In these moments, it's important to consider that you might be under external spiritual influence. Envious people don't need to knock on your door, they just need to focus their thoughts intensely on what you have. Flies are like little sentinels, showing you that your energy field is exposed. Ignoring this means allowing the invisible to keep acting silently and destructively in your life. When flies suddenly appear in large numbers and without a clear explanation, that's a clear sign. There is a spiritual imbalance in your home. It's not just a random visit, it's as if the universe is screaming for your attention. This kind of manifestation usually happens when your house's energy is disorganized, when emotions like anger, deep sadness, or fear build up and spill over. And flies respond to that frequency, drawn to the chaos your energy field is creating. That's when many people get scared. They sense that something's off but don't know where to start. The good news is, this type of manifestation can also be an opportunity. Yes, a chance to see what's been hidden, to restore balance, and to care for your home as a sacred space. When flies show up in swarms, they're not just there to annoy you, they're trying to warn you that something needs to change. And if you receive that signal with awareness, you can begin a real process of spiritual cleansing and renewal. Not every sign is negative. In many spiritual cultures, flies also carry a message of resilience and transformation. Think about it. How many times have you tried to chase them away, and they came back? They're persistent. They don't give up easily, and maybe that's mirroring something inside of you. Maybe the universe is telling you not to quit, to turn pain into power, to look past the discomfort and find what truly needs healing. These little beings may be delivering a symbolic message: you're being tested, but you will endure. Their presence might mean that even with all the spiritual challenges, you still have the strength inside you to overcome them. They show up, they bother you, but they also awaken you. And once you realize the discomfort has purpose, everything begins to shift. Your home feels lighter, your heart stronger, and your mind clearer. The flies are the signal. Transformation is the answer. Flies have an interesting tendency. They show up where abandonment has taken root. It might be a room that's been closed off for too long, a forgotten corner, or even that space that became a dumping ground for unused items. These areas often hold more than dust. They collect stagnant energy, old emotions, and heavy memories. And that's where flies appear, as a reflection of what's been neglected and now needs to be revived. But that neglect isn't always physical. Sometimes, it's emotional. A home where laughter has disappeared, where hugs have faded and loving words are no longer spoken, also starts to deteriorate. The flies show up as a sign. Something here needs to come back to life. A forgotten space may be quietly crying out for warmth again, and your loving attention might be the key to that healing. Restoring care, reorganizing what's been left behind, reigniting emotional warmth. It helps clear not only the insects but the weight they symbolize. Have you ever felt out of place in your own home and only later realized the signs were there? If so, leave a comment below saying, My home was speaking to me, and I didn't listen. Let's share our experiences and grow stronger together on this spiritual journey. Have you noticed where flies tend to gather most often? Kitchens, bathrooms, dark corners, or near the trash. These aren't just spots prone to dirt, they're spiritually sensitive areas. Such places collect specific energetic imprints, and when out of balance, they become magnets for unwanted presences. Flies in these areas are like little warning lights, pointing to what needs attention. The bathroom, for instance, is a place for energetic release, just like it is physically. The kitchen, on the other hand, symbolizes nourishment and life. When these spaces are cluttered, neglected, or energetically drained, they lower the vibration of the entire home. In these cases, flies act like compasses, showing you the weak spots. If you notice them returning again and again, pay attention. Organize, clean with intention, pray over the area. Even small actions can drastically shift the energy and remove what only shows up when spiritual strength is low. When flies are constantly showing up, your first reaction shouldn't be panic, it should be purification. A well-done spiritual cleanse can completely change the energy of a space. You can start with simple steps. Open the windows, light sacred herbs or incense, sprinkle salt in the corners, or offer a heartfelt prayer. The key is doing it with intention, recognizing that your house is a living space that feels, suffers, and can heal. Also, reorganizing your rooms, discarding broken or useless items, and bringing in fresh plants can help raise your home's vibration. Many people say that after a deep cleanse, both physical and spiritual, the flies vanish, as if the energetic portal that attracted them was sealed shut. That shows us that true care goes far beyond appearance. Treating your space with love, focus, and purpose is one of the most powerful ways to raise your frequency and protect your family from all forms of negativity. More important than looking around you is looking within. The appearance of flies may be directly connected to your emotional state. Ask yourself, how have I been feeling lately? Is there anger I'm holding onto, unresolved pain, sadness that won't lift? Often, the energy attracting these signs doesn't come from the house, but from the heart of the one who lives in it. Suppressed emotions create dense energetic fields, and that's the perfect environment for flies to thrive. Looking at your own emotions takes courage. Instead of seeing flies as a simple nuisance, try viewing them as a spiritual invitation to reflect. Maybe what needs cleansing isn't just your floor, but your inner self. Realigning yourself, caring for your mental well-being, seeking spiritual or emotional support when needed. All of this can transform how your home responds. When you heal within, the world around you reflects that healing with more light, more peace, and fewer unwanted visits. The constant presence of flies might seem like something minor, but now you know, spiritually, nothing happens by accident. Every detail around us might be carrying a deeper message, a sign from the unseen urging us to wake up. Ignoring these signs is like closing your eyes to what needs to change. And maybe the one needing attention right now is you. Your energy, your home, your heart. So, let me ask you, were the flies that entered your house in the last few days really just coincidence? Could that discomfort, that heavy feeling in the air, actually be revealing something that's begging to be transformed? Are you going to keep ignoring these signs? Or are you ready to act? If this video awakens something inside you, don't leave without liking, sharing, and commenting below. It shows you're ready to care for your energy, and that you're done living surrounded by spiritual chaos. And of course, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to keep receiving content that will help transform your space, your life, and your vibration.